All right. So, welcome everybody to the Amped Up live webinar. This one's going to be amazing. So, just hang on to your seat and let's turn the heat up a little bit. All right. So, welcome to everyone. I want to take this moment to express um, my heartfelt gratitude to you for signing up for this and listening to my animated self go ahead and give this to you. And by the end of this, you should get a lot of information, and hopefully we have a chance to talk after this. I would love to. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So who knows why they are here? Probably everybody thinks that they just clicked on something, they sent them to some kind of sign up sheet, and then they signed up, and then that's why they're here, right? Well, nothing really happens by chance, and everything is pretty much orchestrated for you, right? At least that's what I believe. And so there's no coincidence that you ended up here, listening to me, learning from me about the three secret keys to conscious business success. So I'm going to hop into it. Think about why you are here, like what your actual intention is, and that will help you in learning about this and having the knowledge stick, because you're going to get out of it exactly what it is that you intend to get out. So, all right, who you are, right? You probably already know who you are, more than likely, maybe. Who knows? Some people might question it. I don't know. I don't know. But who you are, you probably just want more, right? You want more in your business. You want a bigger impact on a bigger scale. You want more time, more energy. You want everything to align properly for you. And you want pretty much everything to just be natural to you, to where it doesn't feel like frustration and angst and all those other non-high vibrational words that we use sometimes over our business, especially when you're wearing many hats. And that's actually how a lot of this came about, is through wearing many hats and going, oh my goodness, I can't do this alone. So the three secret keys to your conscious business success. Um, just a side note, I came up with this name because it just sounded really sexy to me. And I didn't really write it. It just all just kind of came out one day. I just like a full on download. So, um, uh, I know you're not judging me on the name, but it's really, really nice. I absolutely love it. So you're going to hear me say it a lot, right? The three secret keys to your conscious business success, right? So what you're going to learn today is how to align everything in your business to your vision, right? Which is extremely important. How to manage your energy effectively while still being able to scale up and grow your business in a more automated way, and how to make that impact that you so desire, that you envision, on a grand scale, right? And with this information, you're going to be able to do that. So, who the heck am I, right? Other people might use different words than that, but I'm just going to say, who the heck am I? Um, I am Rustin Van Auken. I am a soul-led co-owner of Abundant Intentional Marketing and the founder of the Aligned Magnetic Partnership, which you're going to learn about today. I've spent a lot of my life aligning teams and magnetizing them to visions that were not my own in the corporate space. And through that, I was able to find a way um, to align other people to it through trial and error, bumping my head, having that angst and frustration constantly. And you figure out these ways, as an entrepreneur, to be able to overcome and adapt to some of these situations. I found that through my own soul's journey, and this is part of the journey that you're going to take as well. I'm also a United States Marine, if most people didn't know that. And through that kind of leadership, when you have to, become a certain individual and you have to suppress certain things, you realize that that's not always the way, right? That lack of limitation thinking isn't always the way. To become something is to embody it, right? And I embodied the U.S. Marine role very, very well. I also embodied the leadership role very, very well. One came with me into the civilian world, another one didn't. Right. So I became that leader that I so desired because of all the different um, things that I had gone through that molded me into that person that was able to look at the larger picture instead of just looking at this one little speck on the basketball. I could actually see the entire basketball. So very, very, very grateful and thankful for that opportunity to do that. But it gives me a very unique perspective when it comes to the marketing space and being able to help you guys move through with amazing ideas and keep your authenticity intact. And oh, by the way, let me go back a slide. Um, Talking about teams, that's my team. That is 100% my team right there, right? These three other individuals that are in there, that's my wife and two kids. And you can see the progression, right? That bottom left picture, I know I look really high in that picture. That was actually during um, it was a YouTube thing that my wife and I first started, and it didn't take off, but I learned a lot of good stuff in there about how to do the YouTube stuff. So it was really amazing. And now her and I co-create together in this business. So very, very important to have an aligned team, right? And I think I kind of went in through how I impact the world with what I know. I'll go a little bit into it, right? So that realization that came to me that it was just like so profound that I must teach people, and this is what the AMP system is going to be, and how it looks, and all the different little pieces to it, right? Because as a business owner, you know all those pieces and how it can be overwhelming at times. But for me, it was a single text message from somebody that I used to work with that finally got the seeds that I had been planting with them. And he was only 23 years old. So at 23 years old, the seeds that I were planting with him were pretty high level stuff. So for him to take it to the next level and find his purpose and align everything in what he was doing, he actually started a business. It was phenomenal to hear about it and to watch him grow. So that was the turning point when I knew that this is exactly what I want to do. That's when my own soul, my own entrepreneurship, all aligned all at once. So that was a big moment for me. All right, so meat and potatoes. This is the Align Magnetic Partnership. So alignment, I'm going to go through the three pieces, not in like super detail, but just so you guys can kind of understand, how it works. Um, the alignment piece is the basis of pretty much everything. That's where everything kind of starts, right? Because it takes a vision and then it takes the communication so that you can be able to uh, coherently speak to everybody so that they understand your vision and that they can get on board with it, right? A lot of people that you probably meet that would be in this alignment group would probably already align with your vision, which is to elevate the humanity in a very amazing way, right? Magnetics, so staying true to that message that you have. um, it's not a I'll get it more into it's not about you, but it's about you. But when you speak to yourself, you resonate with yourself, you automatically become magnetic, right? Because that's the soul's language that's talking through you, right? And then at that point, people just start gravitating towards you that really, really understand what you're doing and would love to be in your energy. So that's what the magnetics part is, right? And the partnerships part is what I definitely learned throughout my entire life was that nobody really does things on a grand scale alone. They just don't, right? And that's for a couple reasons. One, because when you have that resonance with a bunch of people and that magnetics, it amplifies. And two, the zones of geniuses complement each other. And I'll get a little bit more into the zones of genius here in a minute. But that all works together. It all comes right back around to itself because it's a ever flowing system, right? So those three pieces right there must be all intact for the energy to flow and for you to attract the and to elevate your business in a grand way. All right, so I absolutely love love Henry Ford. Those of you that don't know me, Henry Ford is an amazing individual in history, and I take a lot of inspiration from what he did in his life. So, as one of his quotes: "If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself." If that doesn't really align, for a lack of a better word, if that doesn't align, what you're trying to do, then, I don't know another quote that will, because that embodies everything that you do when you align your teams and everything you do in your business to align it to a specific vision, right? And it's effortless. It really, and that's really why I chose this one. It is 100% effortless when everybody aligns. I added the second part in here, so don't be fooled by the data and the statistics like these. I added these in here originally to show you guys data and statistics. Then I realized that didn't resonate with me, so I changed it, right? I was talking at people instead of talking to myself and resonating with me. So I don't believe in analytics, because anytime that your belief system does not align with what it is that you're trying to do, analytics do not play a single part. It will trump it every single time. If you don't believe that it's going to happen, I can guarantee you it will not happen. Okay? Especially if you don't actually do something about it. But that's another story about the body, dancing to the music of your subconscious. And, we're not going to get into that just yet. 23% say that their business failed due to the lack of having the right team. And that is because they probably failed to align that team, right? That's just one of those things. It's kind of obvious, right? 46% of people say it's unsure whether their marketing strategies are working. That is probably because they're not resonating with themselves, right? They're not resonating, they're not becoming magnetic with that. When you know it, you freaking know it. When you say it, you know 100% that is exactly what's going to work, right? 74% of consumers rely on social media to guide their purchasing decisions. I put this in here because I've noticed a ton of resistance from coaches and consultants about marketing and social media in general. Between that and technology, I think you're like at the top two. So know that this is where your people are being distracted. This is where the people that you want to elevate are most of the time. So you must be able to overcome that limiting belief that this isn't going to work for me and I don't like it and this isn't good, to something of, this is where I'm going to grab the people that are looking to be distracted and I'm going to empower them. And I'm going to bring them back into something that is empowering for them, a life of ease and flow, right? Secret key number one, alignment. So you must know that vision. You have to be able to communicate it effectively, right? So getting clear on that is a key here, right? Getting clear on that vision. What does it look like, right? We can go into the logistics of when is it going to break? Like how many people is going to take the break and all that stuff. But we get into all that stuff later. Knowing the vision is key right off the bat, right? And that zone of genius of yours, where do you fit into that vision, right? That's another part that a lot of people don't talk about, is that they go, oh, I know my vision, and then they run the whole dang thing. They wear all these hats and they do all this stuff, and it's like, well, your vision didn't include where you fit in. Do you just fit in everywhere? Are you the vision, right? So ask yourself these questions, right? And your zone of genius, you're probably already doing it. It's probably the thing that lights you up and gets you out of bed. Talking to people, for a lot of coaches, is the thing. Watching their aha moments, watching the transformation, being able to come up with specific things that help people, that's usually your zone of genius, right? Don't take it from me, and don't take on my belief. Find your own, okay? Stay in your zone of genius, right? So once you find it, you stay in it, right? And yell it from the mountaintops. I put that in there because a lot of people will know what their zone of genius is, and then they will say, I absolutely love getting on Zoom calls and talking to people. And then I see them doing content creation, or excuse me, I see them doing graphic design and SEO and their own, website and stuff. What the heck, man? Like, just stop. Okay. That's not your zone of genius. And you know it because you're frustrated doing it. You don't understand. You're watching a ton of YouTube videos and you're still getting frustrated and you're, asking a bunch of questions, which is fine to be inquisitive and all that, but that's not usually your zone of genius, right? And it sucks up a lot of energy, especially time energy. All right, so here's a little exercise, right? In 10 words or less, what problem do you solve? So coming up with 10 words or less, a lot of you probably already have what problem is that you solve. Excuse me. You probably already have that either in your head or you've written it down or you've told people, but it's probably pretty long. You don't just say, I transformed people's lives. That really doesn't do it. Like how, right? When you pay something, you transform your life. The instant you've overcome fears and you've done all that stuff, right? So get detailed in what it is that you transform. Now focusing down to where you add in the solution and the problem that you solve all in one, that's where this comes in, right? As you can see and you read them, I help heart-centered people find their purpose in life, right? That's pretty detailed, right? And people understand like, oh, that's the transformation. So that's the solution to the problem that I have, right? As well. I help people find themselves through fasting the spiritual way, right? The problem is that they probably don't know how to fast correctly and that they want to be spiritual. And now you have the solution right there in front of them that you transform them to fast in the spiritual way, right? But fasting, by the way, is amazing. It can elevate your soul 100%. But if you have any more that you would absolutely love, please put them in the chat. I'd love to read them. All right, Lynn. I always want to say her last name, but we're on a webinar and I don't know if that's cool. Lynn M. She's from Canada, Mississauga, starts with a miss, 100%. I don't remember exactly. She did tell me and I totally forgot. Mississauga, I think is what it's called. Mississauga, Canada. She's absolutely wonderful life coach. And just like her business that was scattered all over the place, we helped her with the AMP system, where was actually able to kind of mentor along and get her focused in and aligned on her business, what it is, like her messaging and everything else that was going on in her business. So her launch was absolutely spectacular. I don't want to take all the credit, and I don't want my team to take all the credit either. She did a lot of work on top of that, and she had to dig deep down inside of her in order to become aligned. But her vision was very, very clear, so she helped us out a lot. But you can be just like her, I'm telling you. It doesn't take much once you get that vision going. Secret key number 2, magnetics, right? So becoming magnetized. This word gets thrown around so freaking often. I can't even tell you like the content that I've found the word magnetics in marketing is like in the millions. It's in the magnetic marketing, get magnetized to your authentic audience, or get magnetized to your audience through authenticity and like all this other stuff. I'm using it because this is what you will become. I'm not saying it because you're going to, it's not a marketing ploy. I'll tell you that right now. Funny story. I almost actually today made a group called Not Marketing because I didn't want it to feel like marketing. Kind of funny side note there. Anyways, magnetics. But that messaging didn't speak to me, so I dropped it. All of your messaging aligns with that mission and vision. So when I talk about being in your zone of genius, and if that is something that you love doing, which is talking about your business and talking to people and stuff like that, your messaging is usually pretty easy. A lot of people they overthink that stuff, and when it's coming from the soul, it's usually pretty fluid, and it speaks to you. It actually resonates with you, and it's not about you, but it's about you, right? Because it's not about you. The message isn't 100% for you. It's for other people to help them elevate. But at the same time, it is about you. It must resonate with you, and it must be about you, right? So if I were to say something like, we'll just take, for instance, like the thing about when I was talking about the Marine Corps, right? Me being in the Marine Corps, right, is something that, I was passionate about. It was for a higher purpose of mine. And at the same time, it resonated with me. Whether or not you resonated with it, it had zero bearing on why I said it whatsoever, right? I did that because I understand that I may be able to help somebody with that knowledge, right? And that's what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to tell people about the things that you've transformed and how you've transformed, and the things in your life that were, maybe not going as rightly as you would like, right? Obviously, it was all happening for you, but you were able to transform that into a life of ease and flow and beauty. And that's the transformation people are looking for. And you're going to be able to do that through your story. But it must resonate with you first, right? Being the energy of inspired action in all that you do, because there will be many things. I know you guys are going to go out there and you're still going to wear all the hats sometimes, okay? When that happens, in order to be magnetic still, you must be inspired. Sit down, breathe, get inside with yourself, feel how you're feeling. And then once you get inspired by the end result, because you're going to come from the end result, not to the end result, right? Get inspired. I get inspired personally by the end result of this thing that I'm doing. And then immediately, as soon as I get inspired, I'm like, it's action time. It is action time, because there's zero hesitation in the universe. There's zero hesitation out of me, right? So make sure you guys are doing that if you are deciding to wear any hats. Believe me, it helps a lot. And the button don't want to work. There you go. Okay. So magnetic you. Okay, when it's effortless, it is magnetized. I know I kind of beat that one a little bit. But ask yourself, right? When do you do anything in your business? Excuse me. When you do anything in your business, are you doing it because you love to? Right? Are you loving to do that thing? Graphic design, probably not. Social media, probably not. Making your website, probably not. In the beginning, it might be exciting and it might be something new and shiny. I know that because I've done it, right? But it loses its luster pretty quickly. That's not your zone of genius. Your zone of genius smolders, it doesn't flame out. Okay. Excuse me. When you make your content, are you talking at people because you want them to be in your energy? You're doing it out of lack and limitation, right? You want it to resonate with them. You want it to do something for them, like, you're talking only because you don't have the client yet, or are you saying stuff like, man, in my life, this is really what I saw. This is how I transformed, and I really want the best for people, and this is what I do, right? That sounds a lot better than come buy this, come get it, I got it, you're better off, I'm the best. I don't know how many ads and social media stuff I've seen with that stuff on there. So, when's the last time that you made something that you just said, that is so me? Probably a reel or something with your kids in it, or your family, or something that made you laugh. Just a little hint there. You could freaking do that in your business, okay? Just think about those questions. Let them resonate a little bit. They'll land exactly where they're supposed to land. Okay. Michelle, shining example of this, right? She lives over in California. Absolutely wonderful person to work with. Her zone of genius is graphic design. The only reason why I mention that is because that's people that don't, I actually, help out, and I connect the two between Michelle and them, because, graphic design is my zone of genius. She did my graphic design, but I was able to help her out in her business as well, when she wasn't being as magnetic as she wanted to be. She really, really wanted everything to flow effortlessly. And, between the messaging, and she was doing a lot of social media stuff and everything else like that. And through a little bit of mentoring in a very short amount of time, she was able to holistically embody that person who is magnetized to their ideal client. And I, to this day, I mean, she's absolutely wonderful. Everybody that I send to her is like, just automatically knows exactly what they want. She gives it to them. There's like little to no revision in logos or banners or anything like that, and she just makes it happen because she 100% resonates with her zone of genius, and she stays in it, right? So, absolutely phenomenal woman. Let me know if you need her information. I'll hook you up. Okay, I have her permission for that, by the way. As long as it's on a business kind of standpoint. I just want to make she's married. Um, secret key number 3. I say this every time I do this, but I'm sorry, it just rolls right off my tongue. It's very, very, very smooth. Secret key number 3. Anyways, partnership, right? This is how we grow on a large scale. This is how we elevate humanity, is through partnerships, right? You're going to have those other 2 things. This is the one thing that a lot of people miss because of fear, fear of the unknown, lack and limitation. Excuse me. I just had dinner. So. You must be open to receive that partnership, right? And being open to receive that partnership means that you've removed a lot of that fear or all of the fear, right? And you've removed a lot of your overthinking out of it. Because when that partnership comes in, right? If you are not, if you have that fear and you have that lack and limitation mindset and you have that, I'm just going to do everything type of deal and I'm still going to grow, you might. There's many people out there that do, but it will take a very long time and you will not impact nearly as many people. Like between the thousands and the millions. Like let's just say you impact over your lifetime in your business 200 people with an aligned partner that knows your vision, speaks your language, and you guys are both magnetic and you guys resonate together and you amplify that, millions, millions. I'll give you some examples in here in a second. Right? So those partnerships build that diverse tribe of the zones of geniuses, right? So now you guys aren't working separately in your zone of genius. Now you're collaborating your zones of genius and playing from each other's zones of genius, which is absolutely phenomenal. Excuse me. Woo, phenomenal. I love that word, even though I can't say it right now. It is absolutely phenomenal to watch when that does happen because when that zone of genius just goes, this is so easy and it flows, and then all of a sudden, where there used to be a gap of frustration or resistance, it flows right into the next zone of genius, and it just keeps on moving. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, I said it right that time. So yes, and those people will share that vision, right? Their zone of genius might just be in technology, but they are in technology because they resonate with your mission, and that's also the vision that they have as well, right? Staying in your zone of genius, trusting the tribe. So when you pass that off, don't think about it again. Like it's done. It goes on to the next zone of genius, right? When you're in that aligned partnership, there is no, let me look over your shoulder. Let me, maybe we could tweak this or tweak that. Unless, that's a part of your guys' style is that you guys actually collaborate like that. But usually what happens that I see is you pass it off. When you do it the other way around, there is, even though it may not be said, there's an underlying subconscious belief by one or both that is not going to happen in the way that they want it to. Right? So it's important to stay in the zone of genius and let the other zones of geniuses do their zones of genius. I do get inquisitive and I do ask questions about stuff like that, but I leave them alone. And I hit the wrong button. And that's going to just keep on going for me. All right, let's go back. Aligned partnership that elevated the world. These are the examples that I was talking about. Okay, so here are some collaborations that literally changed the world, right? As you can see here, I got some pretty big names, right? Wilbur and Oral Wright, the Wright brothers, kind of unmistakable with that one, right? We have Flight. We have Birds now. Holy cow, right? Paige and Bryn, Google. Most people can't even picture their life without Google anymore, right? Cohen and Greenfield, Ben and Jerry's. I do argue sometimes people can't see their life without Ben and Jerry's either. I mean, Cherry Garcia, come on. Jobs and Wozniak, Apple, again, a lot of people out there cannot see their lives without some kind of Mac or Apple. I remember as a kid working on a Mac computer, one of the first ones, you know, the big tube looking, yeah, 100%, changed my life, right? If any of y'all know about the Oregon Trail, let me know. Procter and Gamble, I can guarantee have something in your house from them. I can get actually 100% guarantee they changed the world. But these were people that came together, aligned on a common vision, and were able to elevate humanity. Right? I know everybody on here is looking to elevate humanity in a different way, but still the elevation is the same. Right? We want to change the world through solving their problems, or what they perceive as problems, I should say. All right, Nicole. I love Nicole. She is probably one of the most amazing people that you will meet in the healing and trauma space. So Nicole came and she was like frantic. Had like 2 days before like she launched this thing and she didn't have any systems up there. And she was like, I have this vision. And she was like, I want to be able to elevate the world through my healing and trauma. And I don't know what to do. And I don't know about these things. And I don't know that. And I said, that's crazy. I absolutely have that same vision. And I was like, I want to be able to help you. So we were able to help her. And within 48 hours, she was up and running. And pretty sure she got like 25 or 30 people on her launch, which is amazing on one day. It was like phenomenal. Like she's just good. Okay. She's just good at what she does. And she resonated. She embodied all three of those pieces. She aligned, she magnetized, and then she partnershiped, right, with somebody who was aligned to her, right? So, absolutely phenomenal. If you ever want to get into, healing and trauma work, she's the woman to talk to. I'm telling you. I know her mentor too, which she's also phenomenal. All right, let me ask you guys a question. Is it all right if I take about 10, 15 minutes, talk about something that I put together for you guys that's just special for the people that signed up for this webinar? Yeah? Okay. So, because I wanted to do something like super amazing, right? And I wanted to do it on 222. Go figure. Right? Because that's one of my alignment numbers. So everyone on this event, on 222, we're going to roll out the Business Ascension, the Business Ascension course, the Business Ascension school group, which actually we're thinking about changing the name because Business Ascension, I don't know if you guys know this, but as soon as if you guys felt this, but I felt it after some reflection, was that it feels a little too corporate to me. And I don't want to do corporate anymore. So we might change the name up a little bit, but the premise is the same. Okay, so we want to elevate conscious entrepreneurs so that they can elevate the world, right? And become natural to their purpose and stay in that zone of genius, right? And so what is this course, right? So this 6-week, very powerful entrepreneurs course, we're going to go ahead and combine, fun. I didn't add fun in there, but man, I'm going to add fun in there. Fun has already been added. I just didn't add the word. Okay, let me be clear. Fun, quantum physics, metaphysics, business, leadership. You're going to get marketing, and you're going to get some soul alignment in there as well, right? And that business energetics. I'm probably going to condense that down a little bit more, just because that sounds like a lot. It might be a little overwhelming for people. but it's there so that you can elevate your impact and embody that business that you really envision and become that person that works in that ease and flow. All right. So probably should have put, what does it do for you? But because if I say it, then it sounds like what I'm doing for me, right? So I don't really want to do that. So what does it do for you? So the hustle and grind that you might have been accustomed to and maybe has become a habit or a paradigm or an automatic subconscious thing. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to toss that in the garbage, right? And you're just going to be on vacation. Yeah, how's that sound? Freaking amazing, right? Every day for me is a vacation. I don't even know usually what day it is unless I have a calendar in front of me and I got something planned. So we're going to create that powerful alignment, right? That aligns that purpose and your vision to impact humanity on a grand scale. We're going to show you ways on how to stay in your zone of genius, right? And how to take back that time energy that you've been that have kind of been sucked from you doing a lot of things that were not aligned with what your purpose is, right? We're going to align that vision and that mission to coherently focus that energy so that those manifestations, right? You like how I put that word there, and your impact come a lot faster and a lot cleaner and a lot easier for you, right? And you're also going to become, and I don't talk a lot about monetary energy, just because that's not something that I 100% believe in should be like a focal point. That's why it's way down here at the bottom. So that monetary energy through the law of compensation is just a no-brainer. That's just exactly what's going to happen. If you elevate and impact the world at a grand scale, you will also be compensated on a grand scale as well. All right. Hey, my video worked this time. So this is the Ascension Business Ascension school group. As you can see right there, it's just kind of a loop playing right there. That's the about page. This is what you're going to see right in the very beginning. And this is what's in there. There's courses and different archives and different videos and things like that to move you guys through that transformation of I'm stuck in my business to this is how I do this stuff, and then create that zone of genius that you would love to see. And then also if you wanted to partner or you want to do something else, we also do that stuff for you as well, right? I'm going to add in here, actually, there's a section that's not in there just yet, but I actually had a download the other day that tech and just tech and just social media are going to be like just by themselves. So you guys will be able to unlock that as you guys up level in the group. There's some of that. There's some of that stuff for messaging right now, but I'm gonna niche it down a little bit further on some things, and then I'm gonna broaden other things out a little bit. It's a work in progress, but it has all the main parts. So in that immersive school group, what you're gonna find is focusing and growing, collaborating without distractions. Now I say this, and I am dead set on moving a lot of people from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok over to the school group for this main purpose. That is where your clients are. Do you hang out with your clients all the time? Probably not, because you're very focused, right? So why would we have the stuff that is going to transform your life? Why are we hanging out in their house? Right? So we're going to get away from that so we can make this clear separation that feels good and aligns correctly so that we can have a focal group and a focal point to be able to elevate humanity. Okay? And we can do it outside of that platform that is so distracting. I know 100%. I do it. Maybe you guys don't, but I do. I'll go in there, I'll engage with my group, and the next thing I know, somebody they see me on there and they're dinging me and I'm talking back, and next thing I know, I'm looking at other stuff, and it's too much of my energy. Okay. So this is a good place for that. So endless support from admin and community members, which are on there constantly. People from around the world are on there. So no matter what time of day or night that you're in, there's going to be somebody on, right, to answer your questions and give you support, right, in the vision that you seek at the time. Unlock the special features, right, rewards, leveling up, I got some pretty cool names for some of them. I don't remember what they are, but they're pretty awesome. So as you level up, you're going to get a cooler name, and then strive for the emoji ones, which are at like level 5 and above, I think. All right. So what do you receive when you sign up for that 6 weeks, right? So you're gonna get access to that community. Normally we charge about $199 a month for this. Okay, that's just for the community itself, because it is so impactful, and the people that are in there are aligned 100% to what you're doing, and they can give a lot of results just through that community, right? Um, the weekly Ascension Lab. This right here is where we're going to take a lot of um, the questions about technology and about how to actually grow and make things expansive, workflows, automation, stuff like that. That's what we're going to get into that call. It's $2,500 usually to be on this call for the 6 weeks, but I've decided that I wanted to give you more than just that. I've paid more than that for a call just like that, for one platform. Weekly legendary leadership calls. So all of the leadership skills that I've learned throughout the years, to create a holistic business that functions effortlessly. That's where these questions are going to come. This is where we're going to start embodying that CEO, that founder, that entrepreneur that you strive to be, that you just may not be there just yet. The mindset, the body set, the heart set, any one of those things are all going to be embodied in there as well. The Aligned Business Blueprint. This is going to take a look at your business, whether you're just starting or you're already off the ground, but you're just kind of spinning your wheels a little bit. We're going to take a look at your business model as a whole and find ways to streamline, automate, and get down into being magnetic with the individuals that desperately need your help. Okay. I've actually paid more for something very similar to that in my own business, which I was like, wow, $2,500. Hey, that's a steal just in itself. But yeah, so weekly aligned solution calls. So those solution calls is where that's like the Q&A. Any one of the things that you guys got going on, we bring it to the community and we align with it, right? And how we're actually going to reach those people. Right? So social media, content creation, logo design, stuff like that. Stuff that's kind of obscure, maybe not your zone of genius. If you are wearing many hats, we'll have experts on there that are going to talk to you about that stuff, and also be able to partner with you if you so desire. Okay. So altogether, it's $11,200, which is a steal, because if it was just the access to the private community, would you agree that that'd be like $200? Yeah, 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 it would be. If it was just the weekly Ascension Lab, oh, by the way, that's free. Gotta put that in there. Yes, that is free. I was gonna do that at the end, but let's just go do it now, right? So yeah, that $200 community is free. So if it was just the weekly Ascension Lab at $2,500, one call that takes care of your tech issues that you got going on, moves you into a better alignment with the mechanics of your business, would it be worth $2,500? Yeah, for 6 weeks, yeah, 100%, 100%. Because that call, I know I've paid more than that for about the same amount of time. Actually, it was 1 month, and I think it was like $5,200. But get a lot of stuff done there. This is where we get stuff done. Align, get it done. Okay? Free. I forgot again that I put that in there, and I was going to talk to you about the end. So that's why I hesitated. Yes, giving you that for free. Okay. If it was just the weekly legendary leadership calls, decades of leadership, including Marine Corps, corporate, and entrepreneur leadership, I can guarantee you're going to say yes at $2,500. 100% all day long. Guess what? Free. I remember that time. So far, we're still at $11,200, but you haven't spent a dime. Amazing, right? Aligned business blueprint. Take a snapshot of your entire business. Find ways to streamline, to automate, and to make things with ease and flow. Are you kidding me? $2,500 is a steal. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. Guess what? Free. Just saying, right? I always want to say, like, you're so I do that to my kids a lot. You know, Moana. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. It's Disney. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that either, but whatever. The weekly aligned solution calls, $3,500. So this encompasses everything, right? All of the metaphysics, all of the soul, all of the questions that you have, all the embodiment, everything else like that. It encompasses everything. $3,500 for 6 weeks. I'll tell you, I got less for 10 grand. I'll tell you that right now. I have spent it. I believed in it at that time, and it did work 100%. But I wanted to make sure that I elevated you guys the way that I hope that you elevate others. Actually, I won't say hope, the way I know that you will elevate others. Okay. The 6-week Ascension course, $1,111. That is, I get goosebumps every time I say that because it is freaking phenomenal. All the value that you get that $11,230 for $1,111. I almost said 11,000. Good thing I didn't. That is phenomenal. Okay. So, and just because I really did want to leave you guys with elevation here, I'm going to give you another 6 weeks of the Ascension Lab calls, the Legendary Leadership calls, and the Aligned Solution calls. That number down there is wrong, by the way. But in the next 24 hours, right, you're going to get all of those calls for the same price for 12 weeks. Wow. Me, I would say, like, where's my credit card? Like, seriously, like that's me, because that in 100% is already giving you guys tons of value with just one of those calls, and let alone you're going to get double the amount of calls. It's not that I don't think that you're going to make that transformation. It's that once that transformation happens, you may need a little extra support. And that's what we're here for, is for the community to keep elevating, keep expanding. So you get everything on here, plus another 6 weeks of all 3 calls. That is absolutely phenomenal. I'm telling you that right now. So you have 24 hours before that $1,111 and that 6 weeks. Excuse me. The price will stay the same, but you will not get the last 3 calls for 12 weeks. You're only going to get them for 6 after the 24 hours. So I suggest that you don't wait. And if you're on the replay, immediately stop the replay right now and go to the checkout page. I'm telling you.